Modern business increasingly relies on technology, and small businesses are no exception. In a highly competitive environment, it is important for entrepreneurs not only to retain customers, but also to work faster, more efficiently, and with minimal costs. This is where neural networks come to the rescue, a powerful tool that allows you to automate routine processes, improve service quality, and reduce costs. If earlier the implementation of artificial intelligence seemed something complicated and accessible only to large corporations, today neural networks are becoming a real solution for small businesses. They help process customer requests, optimize marketing, automate sales, and even analyze financial indicators. All this does not require huge investments. It is enough to choose the right tools and adapt them to your tasks. However, despite all the advantages, many entrepreneurs face problems when implementing neural networks. They choose inappropriate solutions, do not take into account integration with current processes, or expect instant results. In this video, we will help you understand how to competently implement artificial intelligence in a small business, avoid common mistakes, and use the capabilities of neural networks as effectively as possible. Assessing business needs. Before implementing neural networks, it is important to understand what tasks they can solve in your business. Automation for the sake of a fashionable trend is ineffective. A competent approach begins with an analysis of processes that require acceleration, optimization, or reduction of the workload on employees. What tasks can be automated using neural networks? Neural networks can perform many functions, but they're especially effective in routine and repetitive processes. Customer service, automatic call processing, chatbots, voice assistants answering customer questions 24/7. Marketing, personalization of offers, demand forecasting, automatic analysis of reviews and social networks. Sales, processing applications, reminders to customers, product recommendations based on preferences. How to determine if your business really needs artificial intelligence. A simple way to understand whether it is worth implementing neural networks is to ask yourself a few questions. Do you have routine processes that take up a lot of your employees' time? Are you experiencing customer loss due to slow service or inefficient request processing? Are you understaffed in customer service, marketing, or analytics? Do you want to reduce costs without reducing the quality of service? If the answer to at least one of these questions is yes, then neural networks may be a great solution for your business. Where to start? The best option is to start with one area where the implementation of neural networks will bring the greatest benefit. For example, if you have a lot of calls from clients, but managers do not have time to process them all, you can implement a neural secretary. If personalization of offers is important, it is worth using artificial intelligence for marketing. The main thing is not to try to automate everything at once. Having started with a specific task and seeing the results, you can gradually expand the use of neural networks in other areas of business. Choosing the right solution. When a business understands what tasks can be automated using neural networks, the next important question arises: which solution to choose? There is no universal answer. Everything depends on the budget, the specifics of the business, and the degree of readiness to implement technologies. The main thing is not to overpay for complex systems if you can get by with more accessible and effective tools. There are two main types of solutions on the market: ready-made neural network services and customized solutions. For small businesses, ready-made solutions are most often optimal since they allow you to quickly test hypotheses and see the effect without large expenses. Examples of popular solutions for small businesses: chatbots, automatic assistants in messengers and on websites, answer customer questions, accept orders, collect data. Voice assistants receive calls, consult customers, can perform support functions. Neurosecretaries process incoming calls, record orders, transfer information to managers. Automated calls use a neural network for reminders, surveys, informing customers. Neural networks for task management helps manage the schedule, distribute tasks between employees, track deadlines. The choice of a neural network solution depends on the tasks, but the main thing is not to be afraid to try. Small businesses can gain a significant advantage if they use technologies consciously and with an understanding of their needs. Common mistakes when implementing neural networks. Implementing neural networks is a powerful step toward automation and increasing business efficiency. However, as with any new technology, it is important to consider possible errors that can slow down the process or lead to disappointment. Let's look at the most common problems and how to avoid them. Expecting instant results. One of the main mistakes is to think that the neural network will start working perfectly right after connection. In practice, artificial intelligence requires time to configure and adapt to specific business tasks. If we are talking about a chat or voice assistant, it may initially give inaccurate answers until it learns from real requests. How to avoid mistakes? Allow time for testing and adjusting algorithms. Be prepared for the fact that the first weeks of the neural network's operation will require monitoring and improvements. Start with one key task and then expand the functionality. Lack of testing before launch. Some companies implement a neural network and immediately begin using it in work processes without checking how it copes with tasks. This is risky. Without testing, you can encounter errors in processing requests, incorrect responses, or incorrect interpretation of data. How to avoid mistakes? Conduct a test period. Try the neural solution on a limited group of clients or employees. Use control scenarios, prepare sample requests in advance, and see how the AI reacts to them. Leave the possibility of manual intervention. Let employees adjust the work of the neural network at the first stages. Ignoring the integration stage with other business systems. A neural network that operates separately from other business tools does not bring maximum benefit. For example, if a chatbot accepts orders but does not transfer them to the CRM, or a voice assistant records requests but does not link them to the customer base, the process still remains disjointed. How to avoid mistakes? Before implementation, determine which systems the artificial intelligence should work with: CRM, telephony, mail. Check compatibility. Is it possible to integrate the neural network without complex technical modifications? Test the full work cycle to make sure that the data is transferred correctly. Mistakes in implementing neural networks are most often associated not with the technology itself, but with the wrong approach to its use. If you set aside time for testing, adjust the work of AI, and take into account integration with other processes, the neural network will become an effective tool that will really help the business. The implementation of neural networks is not a one-time action, but a gradual process that requires a careful approach and time for adaptation. The success of this path depends on how correctly the first step is chosen. If you want to professionally implement neural networks in your business and get an individual plan that will take into account all the features of your company, sign up for a free consultation. We will help you find the best solutions for automating processes and increasing work efficiency. Scan the QR code or follow the link in the video description.